Hi, this is JJ. Welcome to my channel, which is a revived YouTube channel that I've had around for several years, maybe close to a decade, but just never really activated. So I am going to be uploading more videos, how-tos, trainings, tutorials for people who are in the online content space and want to get shortcuts, tips, suggestions on how to navigate the space, different from stuff that you've already seen. So first, let me just introduce myself. A lot of people know me from social media, from my past, just from life as being an attorney, just someone who's active on social media. But a lot of folks really just don't know what I do. They know I'm just like the loudmouth on social media, but they don't know, like, I'm sharing different stories, but what am I doing? So in a nutshell, I have a company called DigPub Lab, and through it, I publish 4 different websites. One website, the most popular one, the well-known and the oldest one, is called Belly Itch Blog. Now, it's a parenting blog, but a heavy focus on pregnancy, and then also a heavy focus on celebrity pregnancy. It started as a labor of love, as a journal of my last pregnancy with my 3rd child, my daughter, and it grew organically from there to be like a parenting resource. The second blog that I published is called JJ Braids. Now, I like to wear my hair in different braided, ethnic braided hairstyles, crochet braids, bob braids, individual twists, faux locks, different types of styles. And a lot of times when I'm walking about or just, just living life generally, I'll get comments and suggestions. I'll get people in my inbox or who pause and ask me, oh, I like your hair, where'd you get it done, who did it, what kind of texture of hair is that? Because a lot of the styles you have to intertwine your natural hair with synthetic hair. Where can I get it from? So I decided to start JJ Braids as a one-stop shop for anyone who is interested in that sort of stuff. I can just send them over there, and it's still around, existing, it does well. Actually, because it's such a niche blog and there's not a lot of resources out there, I learned it gets a lot of traffic. It has a great domain authority, and it's now has a lot of news, hair news, and various different things. So it's organic. So it has more than just my hair on there. It has different things on there. The third site that I published is called Jennifer Speaks. Now, that started in around 2016 as a polytech blog. I have a legal background, and I used to share articles and news and my opinion and thoughts on polytech, which is the intersection of politics and technology. And since then, it too has evolved, and now it's a format and resource for online creators or people in the digital space. And that's where you can find my Start Here page. You can find links to a 10-minute podcast I had where I just share tidbits of advice, of information I learned along the way, and just want to share it with audiences or whoever cares or whoever, don't want to repeat the wheel or don't want to reinvent the wheel and just, learn from my experiences. And the fourth and final blog I have is called Tech Yaya. So separate from a blog where it's my opinion, my voice, Tech Yaya is just strict what's new, now, and next in tech. So in that, I try to focus on Kickstarter campaigns, which is essentially what's next, which is new, is like what's new in social media, and then now just what's going on just in the tech world. So there's a lot of heavy focus on tech news. So that's Tech Yaya. So those are the 4 blogs, and though that's fun and I enjoy sharing content, but you need to monetize it somehow. So the way I monetize, which is another word for make money off the blog, make it a business, is that I sell different products. So I sell digital products, and then I also sell real life products. The digital products are essentially products that aren't tangible, that you can't hold. I sell ebooks. So I've had several posts that have gone viral that did very, very well. I had lots of traffic on them. And I figured, and I learned also, if people are interested in this, why not, format it into an ebook? So you can get that on iTunes and iBooks, and I sell it also on my website as well. Second thing I sell, digital product, are printables. I said I was an attorney previously, so I had lots of different templates for people who want to have a podcast agreement or a work for hire agreement, or perhaps a agreement for sponsorship, and they don't have the ability, the people who would purchase this don't have the ability, the means to hire an attorney to keep them on their own retainer, or to hire an attorney to customize an agreement for them so they can use my agreement, adjust it to suit, and use that. So I have templates on, and I sell those out of my Etsy shop. I also sell marketing and blogger type templates on my Etsy shop. A third type of digital product I sell is I have a stock photography startup. So a lot of people know in this day and age, the world it's always been diverse, but the people who are diverse have voices, and they now want to see their marketing materials from advertisers, from brands, from whether it's from the government, whether it's from the media, reflect their faces, reflect their communities and their families. And so it's important to that the stock imagery that's used in these campaigns or these various materials also reflect diversity. And right now, it's really not that. So if you go to some of the free websites out there and you search woman, man, child, a lot of times it's just not a racially or culturally diverse options that you're going to get. So Pic Noir, which is PICNOI.com. It's a site I started about 1.5 years ago where I just aggregate, which I just essentially curate all the various different diverse images from these different sites into one place, and I sell it and I give it away for free actually. But if you want to get the entire package downloaded into one file, you know, there's a little bit of administrative cost for that, so I sell that for like about $49.99. And I'll have a link down below in case you want to purchase that. And it's 500 images and growing that you can take, source, organize into what fits for you, and use it for your own purposes. It's better than the site. The site's building. It's a work in process. So those are the things I do. Those are the digital products I sell. And then also the last and final digital thing I do is a web course. So I have a platform called Digital Publishing Academy. I launched it a couple of years ago, and through it I put all of my various different tutorials and web courses. A lot of them are free, but some of them are low cost to actual huge academy sort of level classes on there. And so that's Digital Publishing Academy. So those are the digital things. There's the ebooks, there's the templates, there's the stock photography, and then there's the web course. Those are digital products. And then in addition to that, I also sell actual products, like tangible products. So on my Belly Itch blog, I have this store called the Mom Charm Shop. It started out as a charm store. I was experimenting with different things, and it had varying levels of success and processing and ability to do it. So I settled on a t-shirt store, which is great. It's, you know, a lot of people love screen shirts. A lot of people love shirts that have, you know, interesting sayings on them. So with authors, for just you know, the girly girl, or for just moms, or for anyone, I have shirts, and then like a cute little funky clock on there. So I have different things on there. It's called the Mom Charm Shop, and I sell it through the Etsy shop as well. But those are tangible products you'll get from the Belly Itch blog. And then finally, I mentioned I have a hair blog, and I said a lot of the hair you need to have like actual extensions that you intertwine in your own hair from various different grades. It's not all different types, and so you can purchase hair from JJ Braids. And I also have affiliate relationship with some hair stores online, and I sell those. So those are the tangible actual products I sell to make money for the blog. So that's the thing, I sell products. A second way that I earn income from the different blog properties, I'm looking at my hair, speaking of hair, is through sponsored posts. So the various different sites I mentioned, the 4 sites, have varying levels of success, but a lot of them for the most part have heavy traffic and consistent traffic every day of the week, around the clock. Belly Itch blog, for example, it's growing, and I need to do more on Pinterest. Has a Pinterest audience of 1.7 million. And I know this because I watch my analytics, which is a term for just the numbers in terms of traffic, who's coming on, who's clicking what. And from the numbers game, I know that every month I'm getting 1.7 million viewers on Pinterest alone. So that doesn't account the 250,000 or so I get in the actual blog. So people are coming through. That's just the Pinterest traffic alone. So people want to associate, they want to have access to those audiences. So they will pay a price anywhere between from $50 to, in some campaigns, not my campaign, but some campaigns, people pay like thousands of dollars for someone to do a social media post or just do a blog post. And so sponsor posts for people who are quote unquote influencers. And influencers just mean people who are not necessarily celebrities, just regular people who have used social media or just online platforms like blogs to reach out to audiences, and in doing so they establish themselves as a credible source of information. And because of skepticism, a lot of in the media, it's been around before the last 2 years. It's been a long time where people trust independent voices of people who are just regular folks who just out there reaching out and sharing their stories, and they can relate to them, and so they trust them sometimes more so than the traditional media. The traditional media, as you probably know, is the magazines, newspapers, radio, and television. However, a lot of those times they're corporate entities, they're large, sometimes there's monetary investor interest in them, and some of them have various different political bents, and there's lots of processes in terms of the editorial board, what can and cannot go in there. And so because of that, there's a lot of structure with those. Ordinarily, traditionally, they've been sort of constrained in terms of what gets out there. But with social media and with the new digital era, anyone can, and that's why there's a lot of misinformation out there. Anyone can start a channel, a YouTube channel or a blog, and just starts talking about anything, you know, with, you know, varying levels of credibility and sourcing to the stuff that they're sharing. So because of that, blogs sometimes are more credible. And so because of that, there's this thing called influencer marketing that's risen, where people want to either have sponsored posts through these influencers platforms, either their personal social pages or their media pages, and that's how they get access to audiences that they necessarily can't get, because people are skeptical of ads. You know, a lot of times, even nowadays, streaming devices can force you to look at an ad, but up until they used to do that, you can just skip through ads. People get up and use the bathroom. They always talk, there's this joke about the toilets flushing during halftime of a game, because everyone, and that's when all the commercials are on. So you can skip through commercials, you can skip over content that's not, you don't want to see, and you know, you can skip over ads. So people just, I mean, let's just say that people are skeptical of advertising, people are skeptical of celebrities, people are skeptical of traditional mainstream media, and that's why influencer marketing has been so big. And that's why a second way I make money is through sponsor posts, a long way of saying through sponsor posts. So I get those regularly as well. So it's the products, the sponsor posts, and a third way is affiliate marketing. So I mentioned the hair. So for example, I sell the hair directly, but I also have a relationship with Amazon, AdSense, ShareASell, link share, skim links. There's very different affiliate sites where you can, if you talk about a product, not necessarily because you're gonna get paid for it, because just naturally you talk about a product. JJ Braids is just about braids. So I was just talking about my hair. I didn't go into JJ Braids saying, oh, I'm gonna sell hair. I just said, people ask me about this hairstyle. So I'm like, here's the hairstyle. Here's how much hair packages I use. So by the way, if you wanna buy this hair, you can go to this place. So when you go to this place, you a commission, a portion of the sale, because I drove that traffic. Because if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for someone searching for that site, found my site, found they liked my hair, liked what I had to say about it, and want to get the same hairstyle, that source wouldn't get that money. That came directly from me. So similar to when you go to a tennis shoe store or you go to a high-end store and their salesperson is going to get a commission of the sale, depending on how much they sell you the product and sell you on it. It's sort of like an incentive to make you sell. That's what affiliate marketing is essentially giving the source of the information a piece of share of the sales. And so that's affiliate marketing. A lot of bloggers get more money off of that versus the last way, which I'm going to mention, is ads. And you see like a lot of ads on blogs or ads on websites. The thing about it is ads they pay very little, and it depends on how much traffic you get. So if you get about 1,000 people per month, your clicks per miles, which means for every 1,000 clicks that an ad on your blog gets, you may get a penny. So you can imagine AdSense for people who are just starting out, it's really not that lucrative way of making money. And ads are just great for having your site because they add legitimacy to your site. Because if you have an ad for McDonald's on your site, even though McDonald's hasn't have a relationship, they don't know who you exist, but having an ad from AdSense on your ad tells someone coming in, well, McDonald's was comfortable enough associating its brand with this blog, so I'm gonna give this brand a little bit more credibility and weight. People are more cynical now to banner ads, but essentially having banner ads on your blog is great for credibility, even if you're not going to be making a lot of money off of the banner ads. So, but then if you do have traffic, like there's some sites that have like lots and lots of traffic, ads are great because you're just making passive income. So for all of these, the ads, the affiliates, the shop, the ebook shop, they're all, once you create it and set it up, they're just making money passively. So you can be free to just create your content and create your craft. However, you do need to market and promote it. And that's where it comes to how I do it. Because a lot of people say, you know, I know, okay, now you know what I do. People often also ask me, how do you do it? Like, how do you, like, I'm married, I have 3 kids, and my kids are very active in sports and music. And then my husband and I are very active in their academic success and progress, so I take them to the library. They're like, how do you do all of that and run this business and be in all these social media platforms? And essentially the short answer is because I like to do it, you know. So I mean, some people, they just got a hang of Facebook, and it's like it took them forever to like get a hold of it and regularly post, and they don't have time for it. So they just can't imagine learning Pinterest or Google Plus or Instagram stories or Periscope. One of these other new social media platforms that they pop up is like, I just don't have the energy for that. And so they don't have the energy, and then also they don't want to do it. They're not that interested in it. Well, I am. I'm passionate about it. Like, I love learning about the newest, I mean, I get a high off of learning about the newest functionalities, and I would share it, and people are like, why is she sharing this? I really don't care, but it's like, I care about it, so I'm just like, share it. So because I'm passionate about it, because I love what I do, because I'm interested in doing it, and not just that, but also want to get more people, inclusive people who aren't necessarily traditionally in this space or in tech space involved. That's why I do it. Even Pic Noir is a service, because a lot of times I found in various different Facebook groups of bloggers that I belong in, people are always asking, where can I get diverse images? And so that's how Pic Noir came out organically, or evolved from just trying to meet a need that I know is needed. Fill a void, essentially, because it didn't really exist. It still doesn't. There are other people around, but there's still room for more, and there's still room for robust platforms for diverse stock photography. And then finally, that's why I have the nonprofit. A lot of businesses have like a nonprofit arm. Mine isn't necessarily a nonprofit, but it's another passion project is this thing called 200 Black Women to Follow on Twitter. And what that is, I started 2 years ago, is because, you know, a lot of times they'll have these roundups of like the Root has like the Root 100, or someone will have, you know, Forbes 25 under 25 or something like that, where they did their research and they found the best people out there that are doing something in one area. And I found the tech space, a lot of times there weren't Black women on there. They just essentially, they'll have a whole list of 100 people, and there'll be like not one Black person, not one person of color, and whoever put the list together didn't even think twice about it. So again, filling a void is needed. I'm not seeing myself represented. A lot of times that's how all these Black entertainment, television, and Miss Black Unity, all these different people call them, there's a term for it when it's identity politics, different identity related platforms came about because of people being excluded. So because I'm big on exclusion, that's why I started that. I have 2 years, 2016 and 2017, and I promised myself I'm going to release the 2018 before the end of the year. It's a passion project. I have very little help. I don't have corporate sponsors at all helping me and support. It's just something I do and just put out there as a service. And it's well received because it was cited and retweeted and shared by Google, by Twitter, by the White House, the old White House, not this White House. And so people recognize that it's a resource, and people actually go to there when they're looking for, and that's the purpose of it. So anyway, so that's what I do in a nutshell. I have a digital project. It's really busy. It's a lot to do. For the most part, it's a one woman shop, though I have had in the past help, and I've had hired outsourced help from various different places like Upwork or Fiverr, or I'll get one of my kids, or I'll get someone, you know, someone I know is consulting on it to help along. But anyway, that's it. So it's a Dutch show. So this channel is going to be used to upload some of the, I'm going to repurpose and re-upload some of the videos I've done before, reshoot some of them so I talk slower and more helpful. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm rebuilding and rebranding, and also going back into nurturing my community that I've had for a while, but just haven't really put much time and focus on them. So now I'm refocusing. So as part of my refocus is also refocus on all the platforms, including this one. So thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to this video, and there'll be future videos that's going to have tips if this is something that's interesting to you. And I invite you to also share it on your social channels, or with a friend who's in this space who wants to learn more about it. I promise to talk slower, but my whole thing is like showing you not just how you do something, but also the why you do it, because I am a big believer that if you know the why you're doing something, you're more likely to stick to it. If you just doing it, going through the motions, and you don't know the end game, you're more likely to fall off. And this is a type of industry that it's easy to get frustrated in and fall off and just say forget it. So if you want to stay on it and stay the course and stick to it, you're only going to stick to it if you know the why. So that's what I'm going to be doing here in this channel. So welcome, thanks for being here. I promise to be electrifying and interesting and engaging, and thanks again and welcome. Bye.